Good evening and welcome back to Timberborn. This is the second time I'm recording this episode because the first time there was a bug in the game which they literally hotfixed as I was playing. So there was the last update changed some things, and there was a bug where you could no longer, I can show you couldn't place platforms on top of platforms. So you couldn't place anything on top of the triple platform. Basically, it wasn't working. So that obviously broke the game completely for me because this build that we're doing doesn't work that way. So that doesn't work without that. So, but yeah, literally as I was playing, Discord pinged up and they had fixed that. So that's cool. That's cool. There has been a change to the way some things work, and I like this change a lot. I like this change a lot. So, before you could put in the dirt, and dirt would overhang, right? Dirt would overhang. You see it here. It's overhangs here. Now, if you drag dirt out onto then it's on a platform, it doesn't overhang by default. So you don't do this, and because you don't do this, it means it won't overhang, which means it won't block things that you built from underneath. I think it was a little weird because it was still building things. I think the issue was that I built everything, then there was an update, I placed everything to be built. Then there was an update and it messed up how things was getting built. So, yeah. But I like that change. You can still overhang. You can still start here and overhang up to 3 out, which is nice. But I like that change. It now doesn't go off the edge and just drags out by 3. Because if you do that, you then can't build from the edge down. So I like that. I like that change. Very, very well done. Also, we are doing very well here. So I've had a couple of droughts and bad tides and things, and the tank has never emptied. Now that everything's full and buffed and sorted out, the tank hasn't run out. So we're doing very, very well. We're doing very, very well with this. I think everything's going to be awesome for this here. So when we build the other half of this, we'll just copy that tank and everything will be fantastic, I think. But I think it's about time we started moving into here and started doing things in here because, well, we really should. We really should. So let's go down to the lowest level. Whoa, let's go down to that level, shall we? Oh, there you go. That's better. So, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Well, we've got these 2 farmhouses here, which are going to be doing. One's going to be doing Spadderdock, one's going to be doing Cattail. Let's plant those, just so I know. So, oh, I did that already. So this is Cattail. Is that right? This is Cattail. Yep, that's Cattail, and that's Spadderdock. Okay, cool. So we can unpause those and get those planted. We do want to put beehives in here. I'm not going to do that yet. The beehives are going to sting everyone because they work a column. So the beehives at the bottom are going to go up to it and they're going to sting every beaver that's there. So we're going to have problems with beavers getting stung, but they can still work. It's -1 happiness. Yeah, the goal is to build the wonder, which we could do now, if I'm honest with you. We've got so much science. We could go and slap down this and build this. We definitely have the resources for it. So, but yeah. So we'll do that. We'll get this done here. Let's see what. Let's unpause these now. There you go. And then people can come and work on this tomorrow. And this is being built up here, which is fine. I've had to put a drop down here. There's no way for me to get down to this level. Doesn't have any stair. Like here, we've got a staircase and we can run a path underneath to reach things. Can't do that here. So I'm having to build up to here, which is fine. Also, something else that's a bit weird. If I'm alt middle clicking, and it's fine if I actually alt middle click on like the platform, but if I alt middle click on a build, it seems to go down to the one below it, which is like clicking that platform there that has been built works. But if I click the floor of it, it works. But if I don't have it selected and then click it, it goes down to the one below. Very strange. Very strange. Like the raycast is doing something weird. It's like it's ignoring the build, and then because it's ignoring the ghost, I should say, then it ignores the platform. It goes down. So I've had it a few times. I'm like, no, that's not right. But fortunately, you just hold Alt and then scroll the mouse wheel to go up and down anyway. So not exactly complicated. Just if someone else is experiencing that, yep, that's a thing. That's just that. It's a thing. It's a feature. It's a feature. Definitely not a bug. Definitely a feature. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. I really want to make sure. Actually, you will do those ones on these first anyway because of the build order of things. So that'll be fine. But yeah, let's see here. So you're going to start planting cattail and cactus down here, aren't you? Yes, you are. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You are set to planting. I should say to harvest. No, we'll leave it on planting. We're definitely going to have more than one farmhouse doing this whole thing. There'll be one on the other side. There'll be one in the middle. There might be two in the middle as well. We'll see how that goes. But what I'm not sure on is I don't know what level like housing and stuff is going to be. So there might be some housing on each level. I don't have the mod installed that does the smart housing where beavers move close to their workplaces, which I probably should install. It's one of the most useful mods. It basically means that you know, the beavers that live here will probably be working in one of these buildings here. Then beavers that are working over here will be living in these houses, just so they don't have so far to walk. They're still going to get food and stuff, but you know, it makes sense. Beavers move to live close to where they are. Housing optimization, very, very good, very, very good mod. So let's let's do food. Let's do food first. How do we count? So this is the food level for this one here. What do we do with cattail? So Spadderdock is just grilled. Cattail, I think, has to be milled, doesn't it? Yeah, it's been milled into flour and then can be made into cattail cookies. So we need power for that. How are we going to do power? That's an interesting question. How are we going to do power? So we can come out of here further for like power usage and things. So we can do the overhangs with the dirt now, because we can do overhangs with that. We could come out even further to give us a bit more land for the windmills to sit on. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. Getting power up and down isn't going to be as easy as I would have liked, mainly because there's no you've got vertical power shafts and then you've got an upward and a downward power shaft, but there's no T, so we can't come like up the corner for the power and then T into here, because that's just not how it works, which is annoying. But also, when it comes to windmills, I've got to be careful as to where we put them. I can't put them on the corners because they've got to be on ground level. We can't do anything about that. They've got to be on ground level. And the power shaft will run just through them, which will be fine. They're only going to be on this side of the panel because that side is now covered in inks and things. So I get the power up and down. If I ran a power shaft on the side, so let's for instance do this. Let's go and put you there. Then we run a power shaft up. Yes, like that. We'd have to run the power shaft in like this, but then I don't know how to get the power shaft to go up. That's the awkward thing. I don't know how to make it go up to the next height, because you can't then build on top of that. So, well, you can, because obviously you can put a platform on top like that, but I suppose the only real way we can do this is going to be by coming in with like a T-junction. Let's get rid of this here. This is not where it's going to be. It's not where it's going to live. So we come in with a T-junction like that, which connects to the windmills. And then this one goes up. Back in. And then this way, then back up. Something like that has to be built, which is a little awkward but it's the best we can do with what's here. I don't think there are any mods out that give us vertical T-junctions. But update 7, I mean, I know I have installed the ladder mod. I kind of feel like the ladder mod should be in the game by default. Like, seriously, it really should be in the game by default. Along with this as well, you've got vertical ones, but there is no vertical T, which is just odd when there is a flat T. It's strange that they haven't done a vertical T-junction, which is odd. Let me have a very, very quick nosy nose on here on Steam. Let's go to the workshop and see. Oh, look what's on the homepage. Bobbing about vertical T sections. T power shafts sections. What am I talking about? One moment, please. And just like that, we now have vertical T shafts. Yay! It's amazing how, you know, I need something. Let's have a quick look on the workshop. Oh, look, there it is. My main reason for not going heavily modded in this playthrough is because it's experimental. And because we're playing on the experimental branch, it means that updates can come along and break the game completely. I mean, the update that we had that broke the game here was actually base game breaking, so yeah, which means mods can definitely die. So if you rely on mods completely and then an update comes along and it breaks the mods, your whole game's going to go wrong. I had it before. We were playing a heavily modded one with flywheels. The whole power system relied on the flywheels, and then there was an update that broke the flywheels, so I couldn't play the game for a couple of weeks until the mod was updated. The issue with that was that the mod was updated, and then there was another update to the game which broke the mod again, and that went on 3 times in a row, so it took over a week for the mod to actually catch up with the update to the game. Which is nothing against the mod authors. I know they do it for free. They're fantastic and do it for free, and everything is wonderful with them. It's just the nature of experimental. That's just the nature of the way experimental works. So, yeah. So let us do a bit of this here. Oop. You can put down those ones there like that. That'd be awesome. Okay, so we're going to do this with the power shaft then. We can have a vertical power shaft here, which can just connect to the windmills. Now, that means if I was to do this here, the reason I was trying to build this on the edge here was trying to find out the sizes. So that, like, we can't put a windmill there because it would attach to that. So I can put one there. Okay, and then every 3 along. That is center of the map there. So if I put it there, it's not going to work in a repeated pattern. But what I may do is actually just move them all over by one. And my main reasoning for that would be alignment here with the, because we want the power to go off down into the river and then run along the river. That's we want the power running along the river. To connect power to the buildings here. So yeah, there's not going to be power on the bottom floor at all. There's going to be no power. We might put windmills down here and have power running up, but not here. So what if I want to run a path over here and up the side, because that's the path going to be right in the middle of the field. It's going to be over here, which isn't terrible, but we might as well use the advantage of having overhangs. So let's overhang ourselves. Well, let's not hang ourselves. That'd be a terrible thing. Let's overhang the dirt to here, like this. And then we'll put the windmills there. Technically, we can put 2 sets of windmills in. I'm not going to. We're just going to have 1 set of windmill all the way along, like this. Actually, no. I tell a lie. Oops. Tell a lie there. What we're going to do is we're going to put windmills in there. We need to get rid of these ones. Windmills are going to go in there. They're going to go 1 back, which means I might get rid of the overhang on the edge. We don't really need it. But then crops can be placed around them. Although there will be a power shaft running all along there, so maybe not. Or the power shaft will come out the front and along, which might work. Power shaft coming out the front and running along might work better, actually. The reason I want to move them back by 1 is because we want to put gravity batteries in above. and the gravity battery obviously can't be sat where the windmills are, but its overhang obviously comes out by 1. The windmill needs a 3x3 area around it, which means if the battery was over the edge and coming down and there was a windmill right on the edge here, it would only go down by 1.1 level. It would come from this level down to it would go from this level to here and then stop because it would be hitting the windmill. We want to go all the way down to the floor, so by setting the windmills back by 1, we can do that like that, which would be fantastic. I think I might leave it like this, putting the windmills in like this. And then have the power lines out the front. Which is a little weird. You might think it's a little odd, but it means that we can put. I mean, we can run the power shafts through like that, and that connects all of them together. The power shafts here can go on the edge, on the very corner, but they'd have to come out here. We've got to blow this area up down here. Do we have to blow it up down here? Because we'll put windmills down the bottom as well here. And then when we put crops in, the crops can go right up to this edge here. If I put them in the centre, this means this very edge line here can't be used for crops. So that gives us an extra 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 crop places to go. So, yeah. And it's right on the edge of the map. It doesn't particularly matter that much. Can't raise them up any further. So that one got there. One thing I do kind of wish they'd have, if I bring up the dev tools, there's a thing here called metal platform. Which I like. I like the look of it. It's 4 tall. It's not 3. It's 4 tall. So yeah. But I don't know why that's not. I'm sure they used to be in the game. The metal platforms used to be in the game, but they're not now. Maybe they're iron teeth only. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they're not there. I seem to remember them. Yeah. Maybe I think they're iron teeth. That's probably where. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but yeah. I just thought that would be more useful than what we've currently got set up here. So get rid of that. Let us go with explosiveness, and we're going to go down by 1 level. Here. We'll change out the power thing down here anyway. The stuff there's stuff's going to be moved around and changed here anyway. We could also tap into this bad water for power, but I'm actually going to tap into this bad water for our bad water source. So when we want to do this centrifusion things, yeah, we're going to tap into that there. This doesn't have any treated planks. Probably because you aren't running and you aren't running. There we go. Let's turn those on. There we go. So that'll go there. Our pine resin's still good. So yeah. So we do need another form, another scrap. But there isn't any. I believe there's one. Well, there's one here, which is it's a bit closer than that one over there. But that's going to be the only external thing we have. Everything else is going to be completely internal and running inside. They're going to have to go out to there. There's also one over here somewhere. So yeah, there's one there of the water. Which, to be honest with you, that one's the closest one. So we could just have a zip line that comes off of here, zips over to here. They work, they bring it back. Maybe we could do that. Maybe put a bit of food and water out here as well, and have that just be a thing out here. But I'll add a bit of storage for the. I think so. Like exactly like what we got here, just that's closer. So, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. So you're building everything here, which is fine. Okay. So yeah. So I can't do any thing with the. I need to store the cattails and stuff like that. Let's put storage in. Let's put some storage in. That's going to be down here. I'm going to put a large storage directly opposite the farms. You were going to store not crude Spadderdock, just plain Spadderdock, which is there. You're going to store Cattail, which is there. Cattail roots. I'm confused now. Why does that say we've got 100 cattail roots? But you... Oh, you went to... you collected cattail. That's why the Spadderdock hasn't been brought yet. Grown yet. Brought yet. What am I talking about? I don't know. Okay, so that's fine. So you're going to store the cattail and you're going to store the Spadderdock. That's fine. And then we're going to come in with some form of thing. So we can just grill the Spadderdock. Let's do that. Let's have 2 grills here. I can't put grits mills down here. They're going to have to be on the floor above. Yeah. Let's put a grill or 2 in here. Let's put actually the grill could go on here. It doesn't really matter which way the grill goes. Let's do that. Might have 4 grills. Who knows? Who knows? And we'll do the same the other end of the place as well. We might also do the same like in the middle and have these in the middle as well. So we can chop down as many of these as we go. So this is the middle here. So we'd have maybe a farm here and the opposite side. So we'd have 2 in the middle, 1 on either end. That might work. That might work. Yeah, I think that'll work. And we have the grills like on the ends, and maybe I'll put 4 grills in the ends, and then this can be here, so they can just take the goods and go down here, and yeah, we go. Okay, and then we just want a storage for grilled Spadderdock as well, which I'm going to put in the center here. Grilled Spadderdock. Put on. There we go. Okay, the bakery can go down here for God, look at that. That tooltip is so big. That can go down here. We wouldn't be able to put them this side, though. Although we kind of would, because it's only just a path there. We could get rid of the path. That's not a problem. But let's unlock the bakery. Yes, yes. The bakery, this one is going to be doing cattail crackers and cattail crackers. Okay. I completely forgot we're on the ground level here, aren't we? Although you are a pile and not a warehouse, so you are going to be for grilled Spadderdock, and you're going to be for cattail crackers. Now, none of this is going to work because we're not producing any power to run this. I can't really put the stuff down here for the power because the power's going to have to be on a higher level, realistically. So let me run a line down there so we can actually get that going on there. So that'll be fine. We'll just build these and then pause these 2 and not worry about them. I could also pause this guy, although there's no harm. There's no harm in letting this just run. So okay, right. So are we good? No, we're not good. How is our dirt has run out? That's the problem. Dirt has run out. Is not a big surprise. Okay. Boop. There. We put those on top. And let's do the same here. That's the wrong one. That one. That one there. That one there. There. See, that worked. Oop, like that. Hey, hello, what's going on here? Oh, right. What's you? We don't want you done. You're going to do grilled Spadderdock and grilled Spadderdock. You get built, and then we should pause you as well. Except you're going to get built tomorrow, aren't you? Yeah, figures. Okay. Okay, so the build is coming along nicely, and things are doing their things, and everything is awesome and wonderful. And we definitely need more to chop down the Spadderdock. We're not getting enough here. So, yeah. Come on, build this. Thank you. Pause. We don't need you there. Okay, right. So, let's go down to here. And how about we blow up... Now, I can't blow up the line on here somewhere, but we can blow up this one along here. So this one's to be 2. Or does it? Do I want to connect those two sides together? Or do I kind of want to have them independent of each other? I can also put another farm over this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then have them separate so that this tank isn't feeding both sides. I think I prefer that. I think I prefer... having it like this. Okay, I just want to leave that edge in there first because I don't want to destroy the river just yet. Yeah, I think I definitely prefer to have it that way. How are we doing for explosives? We have no more explosives. Let's unpause the explosive factory and get that going. Yeah, then we can put another farm over here, one here, and one here. We'll just have them feed in from there. So we'll have a path along here. We'll have a path down the center, but it won't. It will feed. Separately. Oh, I should do it this way, shouldn't I? We should have a path here, like that. And then blow up that point and that point for a stair to go in. No, actually don't blow that up because that would increase the edge area of the water. We don't want to do that. Instead, what we'll do is we want to just come into our crops and say, hey, can you not replant that one or that one when you harvest it? If you ever get around to harvesting it, you might do, because obviously you're going to fill this one here. Then we'll put farms in here and here, and they can feed that, and then we can basically copy this up here and do whatever we'll do with it. So, cool. Okay, that's a plan. That's a plan. We need more explosives, we need more dirt, we need more everything. Okay, so let's let that all get built, and we will come back in the next episode, and then we will continue from there. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Wow. Shouldn't record this late at night. That's the problem. Hope you have enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again in the next one. And until then, as always, have fun.